So Cornerstone content, what is it and why should you be paying it any attention? So a successful and profitable business website is going to require constant care and attention to ensure that it continues to attract and convert new clients and prospects. So an element of your website that shouldn't be ignored is content. And so in this video, we're going to discuss Cornerstone content and what it is and why you should be prioritizing it. So my name is Vicky Etherington. I am the website mentor and I help coaches and course creators build their own client-winning websites with confidence so that they can become more successful online. Let's jump into the concept of Cornerstone content and find out why it's one of the most important factors in helping your website rank on search engines. So when you're ranking well, it means that you're being discovered by more potential clients for free. It's called organic traffic, and it's a massive boost to your website traffic and to your business. So Cornerstone content refers to evergreen website content that is specific, informative, and relevant to your website's niche. So it's often a page or more commonly a blog post on your website that's considered to be Cornerstone content. It's going to include simple and helpful information for your business's area of expertise in an easy to understand way. So what does Cornerstone content actually mean? So put it simply, it's a page or a blog post on a subject that people are regularly searching for that enables you to position yourself or your business as the go-to on that particular topic. So Cornerstone content, it comes in many different formats, but common ones might include things like how-to articles, beginner's guides, definitions, FAQs, and other types of informational blog posts. So in practice, a blog post titled The Complete Beginner's Guide to Building Your Own Website would be Cornerstone content for this website, and it would provide simple, helpful information related to my core business and my business's area of speciality, which is helping people build their own client-winning websites. So it's important to note that not every page or post on your website will be typical Cornerstone content. So sometimes the articles that are most relevant on your site may actually take you by surprise. And the only way that you can find this out is by digging into your website analytics to find out which pages or posts are already bringing in traffic to your site. And this can help and inform your Cornerstone content strategy, and it can show you which posts you need to focus on improving that already exist or that you can replicate for another product or a service. So let's have a look at why you should be using Cornerstone content. Because if you're not convinced yet that you need to be focusing on writing or improving existing blog posts into Cornerstone content, here are two of the main reasons why you should look at using it. So the first one is it can massively improve your SEO. That's your search engine optimization, which is going to boost your website's position in the search engine results and can help bring in more potential clients to your website. And so blog posts or articles that are classified as Cornerstone content are typically lengthy, they're full of information, they're informative, and they're well linked. And all of these factors are really important for ranking highly for any content on search engines. So the second reason why you are going to really want to consider using Cornerstone content is that you want to make sure that your website is simple to navigate and helpful, and these factors can actually be the difference between turning new website visitors into potential customers or losing them to a competitor's website. So if you're using well thought out Cornerstone content, it can make a massive impact in informing new website visitors of your expertise. It can help build trust, and it can help build credibility for your brand, and ultimately it might convert them into paying clients or customers. So now that we kind of know what it is and why you should be using it, let's have a look at which of your posts you could consider turning into Cornerstone content. And there's really two factors to consider when you're deciding this. The first one is to look at your website analytics. If you don't have Google Analytics installed in your website, please go ahead and do that. I have an article, I will link to it here, which shows you how to go about doing that. Because unless your website is brand new, you will already have a wealth of information about pages that your website visitors are already finding helpful, and it also tells you how they're finding your website and how they're navigating around the site. So load up your Google Analytics and have a look at the area entitled Behavior, and then go to Site Content and All Pages. And this is going to tell you the pages which are most popular on your website. And it's also worth looking at the average time on page within this report, because that's going to enable you to see which of your pages are engaging visitors for the longest. And that's an important search engine optimization factor. So once you've done that, then load up the landing pages, and this is going to show you what content is actually bringing the visitors into your website. So that's really, really valuable information for you to know. And then secondly, we want to know what are our ideal customers and clients actually looking for? What do they want to know? So open up your website and look at it through the eyes of your ideal customer, and imagine they're interested in your niche. They've never heard of your business before, and ask yourself, if you didn't know much about your area of expertise yet, or you were just becoming curious about it, what is it that you would want to know? And what information would you be looking for? So the blogs and the articles that a potential new customer or client would attempt to find are the definition of Cornerstone content. They're simple, they're easy to understand, they're full of useful content that teaches your website visitors something new and fresh from the basics. So take a look at your research, make a list of all of the posts that will be helpful to your ideal clients. And then that might be a long list, but you don't need to feel overwhelmed. You can work on building your Cornerstone content over time. So consider what issues will be the most interesting for a visitor who is searching for content in your niche, and then select 3 posts from your list to improve or to write from scratch. So, for example, if you are a yoga teacher who works predominantly with women over the age of 45, then an article about yoga for menopause may be a really, really good suggestion for you for Cornerstone content. So once you have your 3 posts to write or improve, figure out which keywords you should use. And this is going to help you with your search engine optimization. And so to do this, ask yourself what search someone might perform to actually find a page like yours. What would they be Googling? And then once you know what keywords you want to target, focus on those keywords. So the trick to creating good Cornerstone content is ensuring that your articles are both helpful and that they have wide appeal. And that way it delivers twofold. So it brings more visitors to your website, and it positions you as knowledgeable and helps to create trust and convert visitors to becoming clients or customers. So let's have a think now that we know what Cornerstone content is, why you need it, and which articles you should be looking at. Let's have a look at how you can absolutely rock your Cornerstone content. So whilst Cornerstone content comes in a variety of formats, and therefore there isn't a kind of one-size-fits-all formula, there are elements that you should be ticking off to make sure that you're creating well-performing content that's going to build trust. So you need to make sure that your Cornerstone content is ticking off this list that we're going to go through. So the first thing is that your content needs to be valuable. So your content should be useful, and it should be helpful for your website visitors, and it should give them everything that they need to understand the basics of whatever it is that you're covering. Secondly, it needs to be easy for them to understand. So if the Cornerstone content is about foundations and basics, it should be simple and clear to understand, even if you're explaining a complicated topic. So make sure that everything is broken down into easy to understand language, and use subheadings to simplify your subject matter as well. Thirdly, it should be relevant to your business and to your website. So this is important for both your business and your website. Because the Cornerstone content should be a starting point for your visitors to dive deeper into learning more about you and your industry or your niche. And it should link to other parts of your website to help them learn more about your products and services or other topics around this area, and to expand their knowledge so that it's in more in-depth concepts. And then, so you should be linking to other pages and posts on your website. So when you mention the Cornerstone topics in other blog posts or places on your website, link back to that Cornerstone blog post. And this will help improve your SEO, because it means that the search engines will interpret those Cornerstone posts as more important than your other web pages. So every time you write a new post, think about similar posts you've written and link to them. So for example, if you're writing a post about different types of yoga as a Cornerstone piece, make sure you link back to it from posts like yoga for beginners, or what you need to know before your first yoga class, or what you need to find out about your yoga teachers, those kind of things. And then finally, you want to make sure that your Cornerstone content is constantly maintained and updated. So your website needs to constantly be updated, and your Cornerstone content is no different. So once it's written, schedule a review of every article every 6 months at least. And use this review to reread the content, make sure it's easy to understand, as well as updating it with any new information or links. And then if time allows, then you can include updating your website content in your monthly website review. And I've got an article all about why you should have a monthly website review. So in summary, it goes without saying that any subject or topic that you're planning to cover in a Cornerstone piece of content should be one that you really know a lot about, or that you're prepared to get to know very, very well. And so your website's Cornerstone content is going to position you as an expert in your niche, whilst introducing new website visitors to your website and to your business. And so it can either be a blog post or a web page, but whichever format you choose, you do need to make sure that your content is well written, that it's updated regularly, that it's targeted towards your chosen keywords. And then once you've written your new Cornerstone content or improved your existing Cornerstone content, make sure that you're continually promoting it and optimizing your content. And that's going to help you attract new potential customers and clients, to make sure that the content and the time that you're spending creating it isn't wasted. So that's it about Cornerstone content. Thank you so much for watching. If you've enjoyed this video, please hit the like button and subscribe to my channel so you get more tips and tricks around your website and your online marketing. And you've been watching Vicky Etherington, the Website Mentor. Thank you so much for being here.